Welcome to another episode of The Mind's Out with Mike Lowry. Believe it or not, this is the 20th episode. I can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this journey and allowing me to do this from the beginning listeners and the new listeners and the listeners to come. Today we're going to talk about mindset and mental health in the black community. And I got my guy Manny B here doing the interview. So guys, stay tuned.
What's good, everybody? Manny B here with another Project Mind State interview here. Today we have my boy Mike here. He's gonna give us his take on the aspects of keeping a healthy mind and amongst other things. So let's go ahead and jump right in it. Mike, how you doing today?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm good. I am here. So let's get this going. First question. What type of mind state do you want to create for yourself and your children, if you have any?
Well, I do have children, and I want to create the mindset for my children and myself, of course. The mindset of mental stability. You know, to the mindset of having like stableness in whatever it is that we go through. Like to, find ways to not be overly emotional about every situation or topic. Just find ways to make proper decisions in everything that we do on a daily basis. And I think that like having that mental stability each and every day allows myself and of course my children to be able to make, better decisions throughout each and every day.
Oh yeah, I like that. Very important to have that stableness. All right, so based on teachings from the previous generation about expressing feelings and dealing with mental health, do you believe that they have helped you yourself in raising your kids, or what aspects do you think could be better or that don't work?
Well, they have definitely worked. So based on what I've been taught from my dad, especially, it's funny because like my dad is let's say 6'1", probably 240, right? So I'm 6'3", 230, and when I see him, he still hugs me. So with that being said, like that's an affectionate that I pass down to my son, my kids as well, because I think it's important that even like the way the society like frames this idea that men can't be affectionate and if we do we're soft. I think that's a fib, and I think that because my dad had showed me emotion growing up and still to this day, I'm able to have a certain sense of like self-awareness and being, because I don't look at stuff too hard or too overwhelming, because he's made things calm for me. And so I instilled that same principle into my children as well. And another principle that he gave me was, in every negative situation you can always find a positive. So there's a lot of things in my life that I've gone through where I've seen it initially and was like, man, this is detrimental, this is hard, I don't know how to overcome. And then that's like a bell rings, is like, just keep digging and looking as to why this is happening. I promise you something positive can come out of it.
Yeah.
And it always does. It always does.
All right. I like that. Okay, so when it comes to being a person of color, do you think there's a good amount of resources or information out there if somebody is seeking mental health or has like a condition that affects their mind state? Do you think there's enough information or resources for somebody to get it?
I would say yes and no.
Okay.
And the reason I say yes, like I say 90% of like employers now, especially in the corporate world, give you the opportunity where you have insurance to be able to go get counseling for free. But in the black community, a lot of times I feel like we frown upon people that go get help. So in that sense, it's like you're, again, in retrospect to the point I made earlier about being soft, as a black man, telling another black man like, hey, you can go to a counselor and get, help. And it's like, man, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? Because that's what it's been passed down, that we don't need that type of support. In fact, we do. So tangibly, it is, but mentally and emotionally, traditionally, it isn't. Because a lot of times I need to tell you what you should do and go get help somewhere else. You know what I mean? Or what have you. And I think then in the black community, tangibly, we can go get it, but it's frowned upon in some instances, in some states.
Yeah, and like I was stating in my last interview, formerly working in a benefits center, there are employers that I have worked with or seen have what's called the Employee Assistance Program, which offers free counseling. So people, look into your benefits package either now or when annual enrollment comes up to see if your employer offers the Employee Assistance Program or a free counseling session so you can get the help that you need. Because once COVID hit, I had a lot of calls come in, and they specifically asked, does my employer or my insurance offer mental health?
Right.
And a lot of the clients that I did have, they did. So it's out there. You just got to go get it, like you said.
It is.
All right. So next question. Okay. So do you believe that the company you keep has an effect on your mental stability?
I do. I definitely do. I think that it's either you're going to be the teacher or the one that's being taught, you know, in any kind of environment you're in. And I think it's okay to be in both environments. So if you're in a particular environment where you're trying to learn, and obviously you need to be in a room where there's people that are smarter than you. And that way you can learn from them or grow from them or what have you. But then there are also times where people that aren't on the level that you're at.
Yeah.
So then now you can become the teacher. And it's okay to be in that environment with people that are willing to learn, that gravitate to your teachings and, you know, the way you live your life and the example that you're showing. So I do believe that your environment and the company you keep is a reflection of you, because a reflection of me is in the following aspect of people that are better than me, then also the leader aspect of people that I'm trying to teach.
Yeah, I always said to people that when your group that you hang with is also a reflection of you. So make sure they're reflecting the good part of you. And even if they reflect the bad part of you, make sure you check yourself every day.
Absolutely, because to that point, like, if you are the teacher in this environment and you got people that don't want to be led or taught anything, then you need to, you know, excuse yourself from them and find other people that want to grow. You know, as you're in the environment of people that are teaching that people that want to grow.
All right. So when you are feeling the approach of a mental overload, or just feel like, yo, my mind is not right and I'm about to crack, like, what methods or what activities do you use to get yourself back in line?
This is going to sound crazy or maybe even a little cliche, but self-talk. People do not understand how important it is to talk to yourself. Like, you have to be in tune with your star player, which is yourself. Like, you are your biggest critic, you are your biggest hater, you are your biggest cheerleader. So are you going to tell the things that, you know, that's going to motivate you and it's going to keep you going, it's going to push you? Or are you going to tell yourself all the things that's going wrong? All the things that you can't do, all the things, you know, well, I should be here. Or maybe you should be where you're supposed to be currently, right now. Maybe you've done enough, you know, in this stage or this, you know, part in your life. And stop criticizing yourself so much to where you can't get to the next step because your self-talk isn't right. You know, so talk to yourself, motivate yourself, coach yourself, and stop expecting other people to do it for you, because you are you.
That self-talk do work. I mean, you have to. I mean, you have to. And every point that you made is correct. I mean, even if you got to talk to yourself in public, people are like, who are you talking to? It's like, myself. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Because I do that in the store. I'm like, did I forget this? And like, before I go out to a shoot, I was like, okay, I got this, I got this, I got this. This is what I'm thinking. And my homeboy that's usually with me, he's like, He's like, you good? You straight? I was like, he said, oh, you're doing your thing. So he knows.
Yeah.
He knows, like, I have to do that to make sure, like, I have everything. And my mindset is right to do, like, the shoots and before I come do, like, these interviews now and in the future. So
I just want to add to that. In proper situations, I feel like a lot of times people as a whole, we always tell ourselves or give ourselves reasons as to why something won't work versus telling ourselves and giving ourselves reasons as to how and why it will work.
That's a good point. That is a good point. All right. And what would you like to communicate to our viewers today about either mental stability, if you got some words of wisdom, like what do you want to say to them?
As far as what I want to leave with the people is that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. Vulnerability is a sign of strength. And with that being said, if you are struggling with whatever it is that you might be struggling with, then seek help. And that seeking help may not necessarily be, going through the employees program initially. It could be going to your brother, your sister, your friend, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. You should be able to reach out, have somebody that you can reach out to and say, hey, look, I'm struggling with this. You know what I mean? And I think that's a sign of vulnerability and not a sign of weakness. I always tell people that strength isn't avoidance. Strength is going through the mud.
Okay, all right. And we're going to remix this a little bit here. You have your own channel. Tell us about that.
So my channel is called The Mind's Eye with Mike Lowry. And so with that being said, my channel is strictly based on perspective. My perspective isn't in a sense to like get you to think different, but get you to think more. So like your ideas could be great, but can we take your ideas a bit further? Or are you only looking at what you can see and giving a synopsis on based on what you see and not understanding there's so much more to just what you can see? So that's why it's the mind's eye, because you got two eyes, and then your mind tells you what you see and what you hear, and that's your third eye, which is your mind's eye.
All right.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Y'all see why I interviewed him, right? So y'all check out my boy Mike Lowry, The Mind's Eye. I've checked it out. I've seen his videos. Dope, very in-depth stuff. Check it out. Again, this your boy Manny B. My boy Mike Lowry. We out.
We out.
That concludes the 20th episode of The Mind's Eye with Mike Lowry. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If there's anything that you guys want to talk about, you guys want to share, you guys want to be a part of, please just let me know. Please leave a comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Peace. And don't forget to subscribe.